Western Digital 12TB external hard drive MyBook that runs over USB 3.0. Western Digital desktop hard drive, let's see what we get in the box. If you are old enough, you well remember old tapes and cassettes and diskettes used for storing data. Years ago, hard drives were expensive and inaccessible for general population. After a number of years, hard drives became a cheap large volume storage solution, available to almost everyone. Recently they became obsolete due to solid-state drives that are becoming cheaper and cheaper, but for the time being hard drives offer slower but much cheaper storage. Yes, they do have some disadvantages, but they are simply cheaper than SSDs, if you compare the relative price to the disk volume. My old Seagate hard drive failed badly. As it usually happens, I lost photos and videos from last 10 years. I decided to get a replacement. I decided to buy 12TB external hard drive, and when calculated, the 14TB Western Digital hard drive was much more expensive if you calculate value versus storage capacity. Let's get to the business now. The box of this particular Western Digital MyBook contains just a couple of items: the main body of our device, power supply and a USB 3.0 cable. You have to be aware that this device requires external power supply. Please be ready to sacrifice another main socket to power it. There is not really much to describe and talk about, so just have a quick look at how the device presents itself, and let's talk about the speeds that I got over my USB 3.0 ports while reading and writing on this very hard drive. I got almost 200 megabytes when reading and almost 80 megabytes when writing. So these are hard drive speeds. If it is not enough for you, I have just recently noticed that Western Digital started supplying zero desktop disks that would provide more speed, but they are more expensive, as you can imagine. Honestly, the only disadvantages of this very hard drive that I found are external power supply needed to operate it and a bit of hard drive noises it is making, but remember that this very type of hard drives are usually inside of a PC, so you would not hear it as well as when they rest on your desk. So my book ended up behind my monitors, and after a couple of months it seems to be running fully well. So these are the noises that it is making. They're not too annoying, you can get used to it after a couple of days or maybe weeks. So just listen to the sample. I would have forgotten to tell you about a couple interesting facts about this very thing, but when I took it out from the back of my monitors, you can see them in the back, I've noticed that first of all, if you touch the top part of this very hard drive, your fingerprints will stay on it, and they are going to be quite difficult to remove. Here we have our USB 3 port. This is the 12-volt power supply, and I would have forgotten about the encryption that you can use with this drive, so you can get all of your data encrypted with 256-bit AES hardware encryption from Western Digital. How it works, I have no idea, because I'm not planning to get any password on this drive from a very simple reason. This is because I'm gonna store data on it probably forever, and if I stop using this drive and then I will want to use it again, let's say after 10 years or something, I will have to find the password, or I won't have it and I will not have access to my data, so I am not planning to get any passwords on this very drive. Western Digital provides many different products. Let me just have a look at the screen. I have to focus on it, and then I will get you a bit of shots from the manufacturer website. So this very MyBook from Western Digital you can get from 3 terabytes for 90 bucks to 18 terabytes, that's 409 bucks. And I simply used the calculator. I bought it a number of months ago. I simply used the calculator, so I divided the number of I divided the price by the number of terabytes to get the best possible price, and at that time 12 terabyte was cheapest per terabyte, so that's why I bought 12, not 14 or 16. I think back then 14 was max. Now you can get 18 terabytes, and there is an option of RAID 0 or RAID 1 that you can get a drive with, technically speaking, 2 hard drives inside, and they will work as one, providing you higher speeds, 360 megabytes of read speeds. Probably write speed would be half of that. Is it a good solution? Well, if one of the drives gets busted, you won't be able to access the data on the second one, so technically speaking, if one fails, you are going to lose the data from 2 hard drives. Probably. Maybe it works a different way, but I don't really think so. You can set it up for RAID 1 configuration for redundancy and to mirror data on both drives. Then you should feel much safer with the data on the drives. So this is the extra information that I wanted to give you, and well, you'll find the rest in the manual, and that's it probably. God! So more or less that's it for today. If you want to get one, you can always use one of my affiliated links below to get this or similar device, and as usually, give me some love by subscribing. So see you next time.